On a cold morning at Buckingham Palace, King Charles III announced that he would abdicate, ending a reign that has lasted just over 3 years since the death of Queen Elizabeth II in September 2022. According to the official announcement, Charles chose to abdicate for health reasons and wanted to leave a controlled legacy. However, sources close to him revealed that he wanted to hand the throne to William before the royal family lost its appeal to the younger generation, who increasingly demanded a more modern and approachable monarchy. Charles, despite his fatigue, still wanted to shape the final chapter of his reign himself. He did not want the throne taken away, but chose to hand it over in a grand manner. Palace aides have begun preparing for William's coronation in the spring of 2026, which promises to be the most spectacular event in more than 70 years. The 3-day celebration, which will include a service at Westminster Abbey, a military parade through the Mall, and a live concert in Hyde Park, will combine royal tradition with innovation to send a message that the royal family can adapt to the times. For Queen Camilla, she had hoped to have at least 5 more years to consolidate her position and make her mark on the royal family. But William, as the new king, decided to strip her of her title as queen within the first 72 hours of her coronation. Not only did she lose her title, but Camilla also lost all her royal privileges, from her honorary positions to attending events such as state banquets and trooping the color. She was also asked to leave Clarence House, where she and Charles had lived since their marriage in 2005. The decision was seen by William and his team as a necessary step to reset the royal family. They believe that Camilla's image, although improved since the controversies of the 1992nd, remains a liability, especially for those who loved Princess Diana. William wants his reign to be linked to his mother's legacy, emphasizing transparency and closeness to the public. However, the move has been controversial, with Camilla's supporters arguing that she has not been given the recognition she deserves for her role as queen. After the abdication, William arranged a private meeting with Camilla at Clarence House. There were no reporters, no flashbulbs, just the two of them and an aide standing outside the door. William entered, his voice low but firm. "Camilla, I thank you for your support of my father and your charitable contributions. But the new dynasty needs a clear beginning. Your royal title and role will end. You will receive a personal allowance, but there will be no place for you in the palace." Camilla, trying to maintain her composure, replied, "I have worked for decades to build this position, William. Are you sure this will not reopen old wounds from your mother's time?" William was undaunted. "This is for the future of the royal family. The public needs a united royal family, not haunted by the past." Princess Catherine, now queen, took center stage. She wore the jewels that had belonged to Queen Elizabeth II and Diana, symbolizing her connection to the past. Her speeches emphasized unity, service, and modern values, avoiding mention of Camilla to maintain a positive image. Catherine took over many of Camilla's charities, particularly those related to children and mental health, which were tied to Diana's legacy. William shaped his reign with 3 focuses: transparency, service, and engagement. He reduced the number of working royals, cut official costs, and made financial disclosures more public. Early tours to Canada, Australia, and Kenya would strengthen the royal family's global role, while initiatives on climate change and early childhood education gained support at home. Camilla left Clarence House to move to a home in Wiltshire and a smaller apartment in London. She continued her charitable work in education and animal welfare, but in a private capacity, without palace support. Her children, Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopes, and grandchildren lost any honorary royal connections, no longer appearing at events such as the palace balcony. Camilla may consider writing a memoir, a prospect that worries the palace, as revelations of private conversations could reignite the controversy. Despite being financially secure through Charles's pension, her influence has been severely diminished. No queen in modern royal history has been so completely removed from public life. The 7th of December, 2025, marks the end of Charles and Camilla's reign and the beginning of a new era under William and Catherine. Stripping Camilla of her title and asking her to leave the palace is a strong statement that William wants to build a modern royal family, one that is closely tied to his mother's legacy. While Camilla begins a new, quieter life, William and Catherine face the challenge of maintaining public adoration. History will remember this day. It was like a turning point, where the royal family chose to move forward, leaving behind its controversial past.